everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing Married at First Sight Australia, season 13, episodes 15 and 16. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe, hit the bell, hype up the video, and leave a comment down below. So we pick up with Juliet, who's trying to unpack what the hell happened at her wedding, because she's thinking her husband Joel is not taking this seriously. She doesn't think his mother is taking it seriously either. And now, to make matters worse, this man, Joel, wants to introduce her to a 30-year-old dingy-ass teddy bear.
That's Teddy.
Would never count Teddy as a red flag. The speeches, yours and your mum's.
What? My mum's speech?
Yeah. The pig comment, I wasn't a fan of that.
That's very surprising.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm glad that Juliet is the type to address issues as they happen. This man is saying, you know, my mom and I, we have banter and we insult each other. That's just how we joke with one another. If somebody was to call you a gluttonous pig in front of strangers, it's off-putting. It is. It's off-putting regarding how that person sees you or how they saw you back then, how you guys relate to one another, and how you guys view other people, because he wasn't even that big. Joel was not that big to be called a gluttonous pig. But okay, if that's how y'all talk, that's how y'all talk. Joel is like, you need to drown out the outside noise. How can she do that when the inside noise is just as loud? It's as problematic outside as it is inside. We get to meet the last couple of the experiment. Sam is a fitness instructor and Christopher is a farmer and a gym owner.
The dating scene here in Adelaide is not great. Pretty hard to find someone looking for a real connection. I didn't know it was picky, Shane. That's brand new information. Maybe I'm a little bit picky.
Ready to share my life with someone who's into health and fitness. I want the white picket fence, all that stuff. All of us at the farm, just enjoying our best life.
Sam says he's aware that the track record amongst gay couples is not that great on Married at First Sight. And I will say they seem to be the most aligned when it comes to like their life on paper. If I look at them, it looks like they would never, ever cross paths. But looking at, you know, their home life, their future aspirations and stuff, it does look like they're aligned. Where things get a little bit wonky is when Christopher talks about the fact that he wants to be a dad, so much so he is a donor dad to his lesbian friend. That baby is due in a few months, and he's expecting a child of his own via surrogacy in the next year. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Because even if your partner was okay with this, he's like, oh yeah, I need somebody who really wants kids. Even if your partner wants kids, for the turnaround to be a few months is crazy. We don't know what capacity Christopher is expected to show up for this child. Like we don't know. We don't know. So that's a lot to walk into. And then if you already have plans to have your child, like I'm now walking into a fresh baby. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. And if you knew you were planning on doing this, you had no business coming on Married at First Sight. The good thing about this couple is that at the altar, it is clear that they are both very attracted to each other, and even their vows almost mirror each other.
You look handsome.
You too.
Big, huge, wow, great energy, and he's super handsome.
I think there's a spark, for sure. I'm a fitness trainer by trade. I own my own successful fitness studio in Adelaide. There's something about being out in nature that makes me feel whole.
Wow, nothing beats a fire under the stars of a night. That's the way to my heart. I hope you like the great outdoors, because if you haven't guessed, I'm a farmer.
Are they my vows?
I know, right? I know.
It was really cute to see them have those little aha moments during the vows. You'd be like, wait, I said that too. Wait, are we like meant to be together? Clearly, we have a lot of alignment between us. Like, it's very cute and all. And I'm not gonna be duped by a cute ceremony, because Steve and Rebecca had a really nice ceremony too, and look at them. So this better not be a fake out situation. I do think that on paper, these two seem to suit, but that child thing, that's a big one, right? So at the reception, Chris is thinking, should I say something? Should I not say something? So instead of just coming right out and saying it, he's like, I'm gonna test the waters first. Let's talk about age, because I'm 4 years older than Sam. And Sam is like, yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily against it. I've only dated people who are younger. The only thing that I'm hesitant about is the fact that I feel like I would be putting my life in a microwave. You're ready for things that I'm not quite ready for. You're literally living a life that I aspire to live. I'm just not there yet. Like, I'm working up to that. And then they eventually talk about kids and stuff. And he's like, yeah, I mean, I would love to have kids in the future. I just don't see that happening in the near future. Again, if Chris was going to do this, he had no business coming on the show. It doesn't matter who he was paired up with. Respectfully, this was not the show for you. And the producers are wicked for putting him on the show to begin with. Like, make it make sense. So yeah, I'm with Sam. Like, you're not going to throw me into an instant family. That's insane. As the new couples go on their honeymoons, the OG couples are planning a 1-month celebration. They're either doing something romantic or just a little gesture to show your partner that you appreciate them, right? So we have Danny, who planned an indoor picnic for Beck. He even got her a bouquet of roses. Obviously, she loved it. On the contrasting side, we have Gia and Scott, who went and got matching tattoos of a heart with barbed wire and the number 13 in the middle to commemorate the 13th season of Married at First Sight. Even if I were to believe that this was real, this is like the kiss of death to end a relationship. How many people do you know who get a tattoo of their boyfriend, their girlfriend, their common law partner, their whatever, and the relationship goes to shit? Like, I'm sorry, a tattoo of somebody who is not your spouse is the kiss of death. Kiss of death. And also, why wouldn't you want it to commemorate your relationship instead of the show? And then why put barbed wire? Like, anyways, there are some other celebrations here. We have Philip, who buys Stella a necklace. Stephen and Rachel have a games night. David plans a picnic by the water. And Julia writes Grayson a letter. And essentially she's like, you know what? I do think we have a great connection here. We've definitely bonded over the weeks together. I'm just really looking deeply at our relationship and I'm realizing that we have no spark. I have no yearning for you. I have no desire for you. So let's just call it here. Why were you ever here, Julia? Why were you ever here? Because it doesn't seem like she really tried. She kissed that man out of the blue, like the day, not the day before, the morning of the ceremony, which might have been the day before. But like all of a sudden, there's absolutely no chance for a romantic spark. That's crazy. In the next episode, we hear Grayson say he believes that Julia did come to just be with a woman and it was never going to work with him because he's a man. Number one, I think that is a weird thing to say because at the beginning of the season, he did accept the fact that she was bisexual and he actually thought that it was a beautiful way of approaching relationships to begin with. So now it kind of just shows that you weren't as open-minded as you originally made it seem. And number two, based on what we have seen, Julia hasn't given out any signs that she would prefer to be with a woman instead of a man. And also, just because it didn't work with you doesn't mean now she automatically wants to be with a man. Maybe she would just prefer a different man, just not you. But either way, I do agree with him in the sense that she did not try as hard as she could have. And it's for the best that they are ending because there's no romantic potential here. Also, Mel and Luke, no romantic potential. She couldn't even figure out a date to plan for him for their 1-month anniversary. And in the next episode, she's like, yeah, I just don't know if we're able to get past the friendship stage. You won't. If a month in, you still can't see it, it ain't never coming. On to the honeymoons for the newlyweds. We have Juliet, who says that she loves the connection that she's building with Joel. However, at this point, it's just a friendship. He does make her feel safe. She does feel comfortable with him. She is able to kiss him as well, but she's like, that's the limit when it comes to intimacy for me. I'm not yet comfortable sharing a bed. I'm not yet comfortable being all cuddly and all that stuff, but she is liking him. She likes his personality, brash as it may be sometimes. She does like how outgoing and eccentric he is, and she does think that he's attractive. So there is potential there. Then with Sam and Chris, they also like each other's company. They're also holding off with the whole intimacy of it all, but they are given a task to talk about kids. No, to talk about stuff in general, and then the topic of kids comes up. Chris is deliberately choosing not to share the information, and his reasoning is because, number one, he says he wants to get to know Sam a bit more before he drops this bomb on him, and two, he claims that he is protecting the parties involved. I'm assuming he means the lesbian couple and or the surrogate mother. If that was the case, why would you come on a national TV show that we watch internationally, knowing that you're trying to also protect these people at the same time? So why would you make them susceptible to this? That don't make no damn sense. Already this relationship is not gonna work. Sorry, it's not gonna work. As good as they are on paper, this man doing this, knowing he's gonna blindside whoever he's partnered up with, and then now making it seem like he has to protect the people involved too, it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense, Chris. It just... Anyways. Then we have Tyson and Stephanie. So initially they are bonding on the honeymoon. They're realizing that they have a lot of alignment in terms of their values, which I guess you could say is great. Yeah, I guess you could say it's great. Things now take a turn when Tyson starts speaking of how he views himself, how he values himself, and the standards that he holds when it comes to relationships.
I really feel like I bring a lot to the table. Geez, like there really is someone out there for everyone. You might see someone who you wouldn't think might get a girlfriend with a girlfriend. Dang, you can eat.
I think is very judgmental to comment on people's appearance and what they eat.
I take care of myself and I take care of my possession.
Tyson, what is your ideal body count for a female?
Well, would it be 0, really? A high body count. It's actually pretty dirty.
I have a lot of issues with Stephanie because at the surface, Tyson is the issue for sure, 100%. But Stephanie, I'm looking at you too. So she's like, oh, I don't appreciate how he's so outspoken about how people eat or what people eat or how much they eat or whatever. Aren't you the same one who, when we first met you, you had a problem with vegans? Wasn't that you? Girl, please. So then she says that her biggest issue with Tyson is the fact that he has an inflated sense of self and that he has an issue with women, yes, but more specifically, liberated women. And this is where I'm starting to look at Stephanie sideways because it seems like their values are aligned up until the point where it comes to feminism or femininity or womanhood or whatever, right? You align with everything else. The bigotry that he, expresses about some other things, it seems like you're on board. Only when it now pertains to you. To you. You have an issue now. She said that her body count was like 20 something or whatever, and he had a problem because it was higher than his, and it's just high in general. He would prefer a virgin. The likelihood of her being a virgin, number one, it doesn't seem like she's a Christian. If she is, my bad. But it doesn't seem like she's a staunch Christian at the very least. And she's in her 30s. That likelihood was not going to be there. But then again, he did say he didn't want to be with somebody who was her age. But I'm just like, how unrealistic is that? It's hard for me to empathize for Stephanie because if it doesn't relate to you, then you agree. It's only when his polarizing opinions come at you that you now have a problem with him. So they later have a conversation about submission and all this stuff. And I'm sorry, as a Christian, hearing the conversation about submission pisses me off every time because that concept comes from biblical principles and people misconstrue it all the time. Number one, yes, a woman is told to submit, but to submit to a man who submits to his wife and also God. So this man who speaks like this is not a man who would submit to his wife. So why would I submit to you? Why should you ask for submission when you are not prepared to submit yourself? Nor are you submittable. This man is oof. He basically is like, yeah, the relationship's not going to work because you are too masculine. Mind you, he's like, oh, we can't share a bed, so you got to get the couch. And she's like, why do I have to get the couch? If you're such a gentleman, you should be the one to get the couch. This man is talking about how there's too much masculinity in a room. If you were so masculine, it wouldn't be a problem for you to take the couch and for you to give the woman the bed. If we're boiling it down to his version of masculinity, you're acting very feminine right now, sir. Very feminine. I can't stand the both of them. I'm sorry. They both piss me off. Let's fast forward to the dinner party. Because things just go from bad to worse with everybody. Literally everybody. So the OG couples are excited to meet the new couples, obviously. There are some issues with Tyson and with Joel, but for the most part, people are excited to get some fresh blood. They also have not met Sam or Chris because nobody attended their wedding. So just to get some new energy in the room is great, right? We have Julia, who was warned by Rachel that Tyson does have some interesting beliefs and he might rub you the wrong way, right? She's a queer woman and he has issues with wokeness, wokehood, wokeism, whatever they want to freaking call it. I also love that it was a throwaway comment, but I love that Rachel said, I'm all about, what did she say? She said queer inclusion and cultural diversity. Because respectfully, some people draw the line when it now comes to culture and heritage and ethnicity and all that stuff. You'll realize people are all about human rights, but then they're also xenophobic at the same time. So I'm just saying, I really like that Rachel said that. She included both of them. And I said, okay, you're my type of person. Anyways, even with this warning, Julia decides to entertain a conversation with Tyson. And as Rachel is watching this, she's like, no, I have some questions.
She brought feminine energy to the relationship, which is great. Very submissive.
Rachel's not happy at all.
What does woke culture mean to you? And like, what do you mean by like you don't align with it?
I think woke culture nowadays.
How do you feel about homosexual?
I've got no problem with gay people at all. I've got gay friends. Doesn't mean I'm gay.
Well, there's no homophobes, yay, win, so great.
I'm glad that Rachel started off by saying, okay, well, what does woke mean to you? Before I come and attack you for your small-mindedness, let me try to understand where you're coming from, because maybe that'll shift my perspective, right? Before she gets a chance to further understand where he is coming from, here Beck goes, how do you feel about gay people? How do you feel about, hey, to handle anything with anybody, you do not start off with attacks. You're not going to get the desired result at all, unless your desired result is to provoke them to anger. Like, are you, Beck? Guys, Beck was really pissing me off today. Okay, let me focus. Tyson basically thinks that wokeism, they keep saying ism. I don't even know when the ism was added. That wokeism is about shoving liberal ideologies in a person's face. When in reality, being woke was a term that started because people were not vigilant enough about social injustice. That's literally it. So where he got this whole green hair thing and veganism and like all these other things, it's like you have completely lost the plot of what being woke was supposed to mean to begin with. And then we see a scene of Stephanie where she tells on herself. And this is why I can't trust her. Because she's like, in as much as Tyson and I have similar beliefs, I know how to word things. I know how to present my beliefs in a way where I don't get attacked, where I won't get canceled. And I'm like, that's why I can't trust you. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. Because at least I know where Tyson stands. I don't know where you stand because you hide it very well. Shady. Can't trust it. Beck, this entire night, decided to be on smoke. She walked in saying, I'm gonna call out every single person because my relationship is real and everybody else is fake and I'm gonna prove it. So she reduces Rachel and Steven's relationship to nothing but a friendship. She's like, there's literally no hope here. So I don't know why you guys are, trying to beat a dead horse. She calls Mel and Luke's relationship a shit show. She says Grayson basically has no hope with Julia. She tells Philip that he shouldn't have told Stella to stop drinking at the wedding that they had attended because it comes across as controlling. Apparently Philip and Stella had a conversation about that and she was looking for him to be her barometer. So like where Beck got involved is beyond me. She even has smoke for Joel. And I'm like, girl, the man just got here. How do you have a problem with everybody, even the new people?
I reckon there's a bit of chemistry
There
here.
is. We were wrong. I feel like we
were wrong.
Were we?
But
I take it back. The way that you guys are now, I think... I actually have a question for you.
Yeah, go for it.
You made zero effort with her parents at the reception.
You would have seen that we had quite a long chat post-reception. You were watching very closely.
I was, because you didn't speak to any of us either.
Yeah, I know you want attention, but...
I've got attention.
No, you got it.
Well, that hit home, didn't it, that one?
But I just want attention.
Next time I'll come say hi.
Beck is miserable. She's miserable. And whether this is real or not, in terms of the storyline being real or not, there are people who are like this. There are people who don't check their insecurities and constantly project, and they think that they're being mature by pointing out the things that they are clocking in other relationships or in other people, but you come across very immature. I think the experts said this is juvenile behavior. It's absolutely juvenile behavior. You look dumb, you look insecure, you look petty, you look miserable. And misery loves company. If I'm upset, everybody's gonna be upset. Girl, this is weird. How's this girl gonna say, oh, Joel gives me the ick? Irrelevant. He's not your man. Who cares if he gives you the ick? The girl that he's partnered up with is cool. Is cool with how he acts. So mind your business. Unless she comes to you and says, hey, can you please talk to Joel for me? And even then, how she came at him was still not the way to address it, even if she was asked to address it. This girl has a problem with everything. She even had a problem with Gia going to Alyssa and apologizing because apparently it was Beck who was feeding her negative things about Alyssa from whatever stories that have been said about Alyssa from back home and stuff. And don't get me wrong, I don't believe Gia's apology. I don't believe any alliance that Gia's trying to make with any of the girls who she's had a previous issue with. But why does even that make you miserable? You were just on an apology tour the other day to Alyssa. And now you have a problem with other people also apologizing to Alyssa. Girl, Beck is like, I'm going to throw Gia under the bus. And Gia said, not on my watch. Release the receipts.
I got told from Gia she wished that she had been matched with a woman.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Does my bisexuality have you got a problem with that? You brought it up, Gray.
No, I didn't. You brought it up.
I brought it up. You've come in and done this to Jules. You did this to my husband the other day.
Got screenshots on screenshots of her talking shit about everyone in this experiment.
What can Alyssa be upset about when I've told her that, when she knows I've talked shit about her?
Alyssa's in love with her ex.
Contacted Alyssa to make sure she was okay.
Well, then you're fake then.
This is what I'm talking about. Let's stop with the long talk. No more yappa, yappa, yappa. Give me the receipts. Let me see what we're talking about. Now, to me, the receipts were weak, but still, at least we have receipts. Beck's gonna say, oh, but Alyssa knows that I talk shit about her. Hey. And you're proud of that? You're proud of that. I'm so glad Alyssa and David stood up and they left the dinner party because they were like, we're not going through this yet again. This girl has to be in the midst of these two's feud all the time, and she's constantly catching strays. People are assassinating her character when we have yet to see anything worth assassinating. Like truly we haven't. It's all hearsay. It's all rumors. But have we seen anything? No, we haven't. And it seems like most of the other people also agree because nobody's saying, yeah, Alyssa, I did hear that. Or yeah, Alyssa, I did see that. Nobody is saying that. Nobody at all. So Beck has been going on this tirade trying to, discredit all these fake couples when look at her own relationship. She's doing all this rah-rah and her husband is silent. Her husband isn't saying a damn thing. She then summons him saying, Danny, you need to sit by me. You need to. So fine, he gets up, but he's engaging with her like minimally. And she's like, oh, are you mad at me? He's like, no, it's just, it's just, and then she just whatever, goes on her little stuff. But you look sad. This is embarrassing. Your husband doesn't have your back. You have no friends in the room, even though you claim everybody's your friend. You get along with everyone. The experts are looking at you like you're now the vicious person. All for what? All for what? And like I said, real or not, in terms of storyline, there are people out here who are just like this. Just like this. They are unable to check their own insecurities. They're unable to be introspective. And instead, they spew hate and discord among people. They want to just be mean and nasty and think that they're holding people accountable, or they're just, holding a mirror up to somebody's face. Oh, I'm able to call out where things are wrong for you, but really you're telling on yourself. So we'll see what the experts say. It seems like they have words for Beck at the commitment ceremony. I'm so intrigued to know what they're going to say. And if this girl cries one more time, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind. Anyways, as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.